Hello everybody, welcome to this episode of Something Different. It's Wednesday morning, just gone 8 o'clock as I record this. I have to drive south to Glasgow to meet a friend of mine, Callum, who's in the Royal Navy, and he's deploying for about 6 months, so I'm not going to see him for a long time. So before we do that, we're going to go down to England to the Lakeland Motor Museum. So we're going to go to Glasgow there, meet him. His car's a lot more fuel efficient than mine, so we'll take his car down south. We're going to stop at Tebay services, that's the plan, and then on to the museum. Enjoy the video. Okay, I've arrived. Now it's Chris of Glasgow. No idea where he is. We're not looking for his house. He's parking at a friend's house, or I'm parking at his friend's house. We're taking his car because his friend is located conveniently next to the motorway. But I need to do some searching in the rain, I think. Or I could phone him. But I think I'll search in the rain. There he is. He was late. I thought these military types were supposed to be punctual.
I made a poor decision.
Oh, did you?
Came to,
like locking me out.
like locking you out. I don't even know where the button is for that.
I decided to vlog the entire day.
The entire day?
Well, I mean, like parts of it anyway. There we go. How's it going, Callum?
Yes, not too bad, thank you. Not too bad at all.
Callum, it's raining.
No, this isn't rain. It's just spitting. It's spitting. It's not rain.
So we are still north of the border. This is your favourite bit of motorway, isn't it?
It is. This is a very good bit of motorway.
Callum likes this piece of motorway. Callum is not an ordinary chap. Callum bought some fruit pastilles on the way from Rowntrees. If you're from a country that doesn't do fruit pastilles, I do feel for you. These are my favourite sweets of all time, actually. All time.
And wine gums. Wine gums are good.
No, because if you suck a fruit pastil, suck all the sugar off, it becomes one.
I know the best sweet is the very, very rarely found wine gum pastil. That is the absolute peak.
I'm intrigued.
You don't see them very often.
But these are my favourite so far. But I mean, you're gonna have to be going some to topple this, because these have been my favourites since I was about 6. So that's a long time.
Well, when you try the wine gum pastil,
I will let everybody know. So that's a fruit pastil. For those of you who know, do you believe Callum or me? Which is better, fruit gums or fruit pastils?
Oh no,
no, it's wine gums. Wine gums, sorry.
Oh no, I don't think wine gums are better than fruit pastils.
You said they were.
No, I said wine gums are maybe equal to fruit pastils.
Okay.
But wine pastils are better than either.
Yeah, well, you heard them.
However,
what do you think?
Some people might think I dreamed that.
I've never heard of it.
Maybe I did dream it.
Fruit pastilles are so good. Well, we've just crossed the border. Just crossed it there, and Callum pointed out that instantly the rain stopped. I mean, it's been raining all morning. As soon as we crossed into England, no rain.
Well, less rain.
Well, that's not rain. That's just low cloud. That's not rain. I wouldn't even register that as rain. It's not true what they say about Scotland about raining all the time, though. It's definitely not true. Definitely not true. It's also gone flat. You know, where's all the mountains gone?
Instantly goes flat.
Yeah. It does rain in England. It actually does rain in England. Fantastic. It's not just us. Here we are at Tebay. Arms up. It is Tebay services, the best services in the UK. Without a shadow of a doubt. And one of Callum's favourite places in the world. He absolutely adores it. Although, not sure what the situation is with COVID in terms of what's available to us. We'll see. There's certainly a lot less seating area and all the rest of it, but I'm still excited. The duck pond's looking a bit sad this time. I thought it was the southbound one, the duck pond.
It's been the northbound.
This is a motorway service station. It's a motorway service station. It's the best motorway service station. We are arriving We are arriving. How was the drive, Callum?
Yeah, it wasn't too bad at all.
Callum's happy enough. It's relatively busy.
It is.
I am surprised.
I'm gonna have to turn around and try the other car park.
We are slightly early. We're not allowed in until 1:30. That's when our ticket activates. There's an old SL over there. Parked next to this MX-5 over here.
Yes.
Yeah, Lakeland Motor Museum. Good stuff.
Do you know why it's busy here?
Why is it busy here?
Because Big Harry was here about 3 weeks ago.
You like Big Harry, don't you? There we go. Face coverings must be worn. Boo. Boo. Yeah. I didn't know Singer made motorcycles.
CVT, as we were speaking about earlier
Ah,
on.
yes. Do you remember when Royal Enfields were built in Britain? I remember when that happened. Look at the fuel tank on this one. That's fantastic.
Oh, that's brilliant, isn't
Yeah,
it?
it's great.
It's got an H-pattern gearbox.
Yeah?
Yeah,
What? Oh, so it does. Yeah, I can see that. Yeah, that's awesome.
it's amazing.
That is
Yeah,
cool.
you'd have to take your hand off.
Look at high
brilliant.
gear, that big rear sprocket. That is a tall gearing.
Yeah, it is, isn't it?
Really tall.
How fast is that? What's its max speed going to be?
1,000,000, I think. 1,000,004.
All the speed.
Yes. There's a Model T engine. 4-cylinder.
Spark plug design doesn't look like it's changed much, does it?
No, I was just looking at the spark plugs there. I wonder if they still spark. I bet they do. I bet they do. Blackpool Van Transport Limited. Oh, it's gone all dark. It's got a spare wheel on the back. Buick. That's just going to be just more in every way to the Model T, isn't it? Is that the horn?
Yeah, I think it probably is. Originally, everyone drove on the left-hand side of the road, and that was to do with the majority of people being right-handed.
Yep.
Romans, particularly a Roman thing, once they started building their streets, so their long straight tracks. And if you were walking on the left-hand side, you'd have your sword on your left, as opposed, and you want to be able to draw across your body to then have the area of the road at your sword point, as opposed to being at the other side of the road, where not, first of all, if two well-to-do people with big swords walk past each other, they might clash hilts. You don't want to clash
you don't want to
hilts.
clash hilts, never.
But also, if you have to draw your sword, you're at a point of disadvantage. So originally, everyone drove on the left-hand side, walked on the left-hand side, or rode if you were on a horse. And then the most sort of senior people, your top end of society, would be at the furthest left, and then if you were poorer, you'd have to pass on the right, kind of thing. Now this all changed once you started getting much later into the kind of Napoleonic era, where certain countries, namely Russia, America, France, the big land powers, started to have to transport goods by road. And this happened with large horse trains or horse gangs. So that's where you've got a carriage, a very large carriage, with maybe 6, 12, a large number of horses. Now you'd have to have the sort of right controller of that horse thing on the left-hand side, because he's right-handed with his whip. He has to be able to reach the furthest horses, and it makes sense for him to be on the left-hand side rather than the right-hand side. Because he's on the left, that ends up meaning that you're driving on the right-hand side. So all the big land powers started to transition onto a right-hand side driving position. So you're, well, as I say, France, Russia, America is where it really started. Now, it became a bit of a sign of modernity, these countries that had this method of transporting large things over land. Countries like Japan and Britain, where there's no need to transport heavy amounts of goods over land, where there's far more availability of things like you've got large numbers of ports. If you need to transport a lot of heavy goods, you'll put it in a ship and you'll transport it up the coast that way, and you're never going to be more than a few miles from where you actually need the goods to go. Whereas it was all those countries where that was necessary, where you end up driving on the right. Now, Napoleon is very keen on this sign of modernity, so everywhere that he conquered, he transferred onto the right. And if the French army marches on the right, you're not going to beat that if you're going along with your little single horse or whatever. So everyone has to kind of bend to that idea. And then Hitler was also very keen on driving on the right. So everywhere that originally that Napoleon didn't conquer in Europe, that Hitler did, then ended up being on the right-hand side.
There you go then.
The last country to transfer over was Sweden, and they did it very efficiently, as you can imagine.
Yes, the Swedes would. We wouldn't do that efficiently. No, we wouldn't. History Lessons by Callum. There we are. We were just talking about an SD1, and here's one. No, it might not be an SD1, actually, we'll have a look at it. 825i, no it's not. It's not an SD1. Oh, there's a Capri! There's a Capri.
Like, there's an XK40 over there.
Oh, we can't see that. That is the most beautiful airbox I've ever seen in my life.
It's gorgeous.
That's beautiful. Of course, it's a Bentley 4.25 litre. Of course it's a Bentley. That's just stunning. Wow, this one was owned by Donald Campbell.
Hence the colour.
Yes, true, yeah, absolutely. Gorgeous. Absolutely adore old motor related signage. It's fantastic. Really want some.
Leaping Cat is also a catchier.
It's a catchier badge than that.
Yeah.
SS with wings, it doesn't have the best connotations really.
No. Although,
but it's still a
they
J.
didn't
No, they didn't. No, of course not. I love their use of mesh.
Do you think the Nazis saw that and were like, that's cool, we could use that?
Pass. Really?
I wonder if there was a massive motoring enthusiast in the Third Reich at the time when they were getting all their sort of branding together.
It's very possible, yeah. You need to pick a sign that you like the best as well. That's there's an Alfa Romeo one over there.
Oh, that's a really good one.
But I mean, like, you know, Shell, RAC, the actual oil branding or petrol brandings or whatever. Were you excited about the XK? That is gorgeous, isn't it?
Absolutely stunning. How would you feel about the rest of the models? Would you be pro or against?
I think it needs to be kept original unless it's so damaged that it no longer can be. And you're restoring a crash damaged one or a rotten one. In which case, you're not going to be able to restore it to originality perfectly, are you?
Yeah, so you reckon it depends on the model you
depends on the model. It also depends on the car, because these, for example, there's too many of them that are... There's not enough in total.
Yeah.
Some classic cars are enough in excess that you can have a few of them resto modded, you know. I think originality is definitely the name of the game when it comes to something like this. Can I zoom this in? Because look at the position. Can I zoom this in? Maybe not. Look at the position of the brake caliper on the front of that Focus. Front, Callum, front. how do I zoom? Can I zoom? It's right at the bottom corner.
I think it might be a one-to-one model as opposed to...
Yeah, well, we should the brake calipers in the right position for it. Do you like how Colin McRae's rally car's right behind a wedge of cheese? Look at these hideous things. And that. Humbert. What's this? Oh my goodness. It's a temperature gauge.
Is
cool,
it?
normal, boiling, freezing. That's fantastic.
That's superb, isn't
That's
it?
why put it in the cabin where you can have it on the nose. That's fantastic. I love that.
That is very nice.
I really like that. It's really, really impractical, and I want it on my car. That's an interior right enough. Touring France. I was hoping this was an actual shop that we could go in and get stuff, but it's not. I want a sign. There's an old Citroen. You can tell by the chevrons. It's got a picnic hamper on the back of it. Tell you what, they knew how to flare an arch back then, didn't they?
You certainly did that. What do you think that transmission tunnel gets?
I love me a TVR. What are you saying?
What do you reckon that transmission tunnel gets?
That's gonna get toasty warm, isn't it? Yeah, that's a heated armrest, that's what that is. They were well ahead of the curve for TVR. What's the gas bottle? Is that the brake reservoir or something?
It's probably an extinguisher, isn't it?
I think it could be. I don't know what it is. I want to see some motorcycles. Yeah, it's a motorcycle. BSA. Callum's brother-in-law had a BSA t-shirt I was very jealous of. Never could find myself one. Hey Callum, I quite fancy a BSA.
Nice, isn't it?
Those silk cut Jaguars are pretty special looking as well. Just wondering if I can find a 911 GT1 here. There's a CLK GTR. Don't see one. There's
one of the McLarens there.
The F1. We've got the CLK GTR. That's my favourite race car of all time, the 190 DTMs.
I don't think there is, you know.
Surprised? Well, there was port. Yeah, that's a port. That's a Castrol Jaguar. There's no Porsches. That looks like Tim Harvey's BTCC winner from 1992. That sort of funny green coloured BMW 3 Series. But I believe it was his. The compact or that saloon? Maybe the saloon. It was the saloon. No GT1s. You have a Messerschmitt. This is what they were reduced to, Callum. I think I prefer the plane, you know, just on balance.
Tell you what though, good bubble cockpit.
Yes, yep, that might be a leftover from the plane. Look, there's a Messerschmitt Enthusiasts Club. Oh, a matchless. I do like a matchless. I bet that goes really well, even today.
Yeah,
650. Probably twin cylinder. I think the police would probably rather this than the modern RC diesel. The MGA Roadster 2 police specification. This is the amphi car. It's not the amphi. Oh, it's the amphi car. I thought it was with the shape of it. It's the boat car, the amphi car. Do you want a car that's terrible as a car and a boat that's terrible as a boat? We have this here. Yeah, it looks like it'd be a terrible road car. Look at the distance between the front bumper and the front wheels. That'd be a strange sensation to steer because you feel like you're above the front wheels. Impressive though. See this Vitesse here, I'm actually not sure if I can make up my mind if I think it's desperately pretty or desperately ugly. What do you think?
I like it.
You like it?
Yeah. I'm not sure about the two-tone paint, but as a concept I like it.
Ah yeah, I think if it was all black without the AA badge maybe?
Yeah. Black pack.
Yeah. I'm not sure. I don't know about that one to be honest. Yeah, maybe. Citroen DS, now that's a car. It's about what, 40 or 50 years out of its time? A DS. Self-leveling suspension all round and headlights that turn with the steering. Tell you what, Callum, it's not just the ride of the DS that was super comfortable. Have you seen the seats in that thing? I mean that looks
That's an armchair and
comfortable,
a half,
yeah. I love they kept this going for years, but the Citroen design where they put a single spoke steering wheel, I really like those. They did that all through the BX and CX and XM. Don't do it anymore. And there's a 2CV. Less interested in the 2CV. I like the colour, I like this sort of gunmetal grey. It's a bit bright for gunmetal grey, but it's similar.
More of a brown, isn't it?
It's slightly too brown for me to.
It's got a lot of flake in it, a lot of flake.
Yeah.
And that was pretty. That must have been very unusual for that era to have that
it's lovely.
metal flake.
It's almost a modern colour, isn't it?
It is. It really is.
Beautiful. But yeah, slightly too brown.
You can
but
see
only
the
just.
difference of. It's very clearly a three-layer paint system rather than pretty much all of the cars at that time would have been using a two-layer paint system.
Bloody bland car, amphi-car advert is going on a loop.
So you can see
It's beginning to wind me up.
see the difference there with a two-layer paint system. It probably won't come out on the camera, and then there with the three-layer, you see the difference of that the clear coat makes.
Yeah, I mean you can tell even through the camera. There's a complete difference in finish there. Is that gold? There's gold-coloured chevrons on this one.
Yes. Matches the front headlights.
Yeah. Love where the indicators are. Look at that.
I've never noticed that feature
That's
on these
so
before.
cool. I want indicators on my roof. Unfortunately the reflection's kind of ruining it, but these interiors are stunning. I love the real wood with chrome gauges. It's just... Oh, crashed my camera. There you go, you can see through the gap there. Awesome. And a nice blue too.
If I was alive then, how much of my week in terms of proportion would be spent trying to keep on top of my chrome?
Yeah, I know, yeah. Like I'll be endlessly tinkering with the motorcycle. But yeah, keep your chrome nice and shiny and chromy. Bit of a job. I do like the TR5. I like it a lot. Prefer the TR6, but then it'd be TR5. TR7's hideous. I do like the Spitfire. Almost bought one once. It's been a best Spitfire years ago. It was only worth about 1,500 quid then. They're worth a lot more now. Oh, look at that Triumph motorcycle. Triumph Tiger. Pretty. Up the side edge. I lost Callum. He's been distracted by something. Fun fact, my dad used to be joint owner of more than a dozen Trabants. I wonder if any of his Trabants are wound up in a museum. They were fun. That Yamaha motorbike, it's just got the most glorious paint scheme. I love that. I love that. But I didn't realise that's what it was based on when Valentino ran a retro liveried M1 in the MotoGP a few years ago. Must have been based on either that bike or something similar. Not really interesting Fiestas. What have we got here? Old Volvo. Oh my Escort. I just saw that. That's a beautiful orange colour.
Yeah, it's from Mexico as well.
Lovely. An orange car with a white racing stripe is quite a special thing to behold. Especially if it's a... Oh, there's one on each side. I was going to say, especially if it's asymmetrical, but there's one on each side. That's pretty. Desperately pretty. So this Singer, is that the same company who made the sewing machines? Doesn't say, so I'm going to assume not until I'm proven otherwise, because I'm sure they would have said it. Fiesta full of Smurfs. That's interesting.
There's another contender for favourite.
Well, that one. Which one?
That one, yeah.
Yeah, that one. Yeah. I quite like this one.
It's the Bratz.
Perfection Spirit. I don't know what it's trying to sell me. Oil, is it oil? It is oil. But I want some in the car. Some Perfection Spirit. Who doesn't want some Perfection Spirit? Before we go upstairs, shall we just check out this part?
I think that's where we'll carry on once we carry on around the rest of the...
Oh, so it
the
is.
rest of the museum.
Okay, no problem. Let's go upstairs then.
A lot of steel in the old outside.
Oh, I love them. I really wish I could buy some. Absolutely adore them. If you want to know what John Surtees didn't look like,
Yeah, I don't
is
think
that.
Graham Hill looks like that either.
No, he did not. No, he did not.
The worst one.
Jim Clark's missing. He's left already. He's won. He won by so much. He's left and got to the pub, and everybody else is still driving.
How cool is that ashtray?
Oh my goodness.
In fact, there's several. They're absolutely superb.
Tire ashtray. That's a great idea. I need to get some car memorabilia. That needs to be my next obsession. Not unicycling.
Got a lot of dials on it.
Yeah.
Motorbike for the time.
See the made in England down there?
Oh,
You
yeah.
know your thing is made proudly in the UK if it's got gold leaf, or it's made in, you know, made in England in gold leaf.
Hand painted by a coach painter as
Yeah,
well.
I absolutely adore the aesthetic of old motorcycles. They just look so good. I like the Dunlop sign. I'm a fan of that. That Norton looks like it weighs a fair amount.
Black and gold.
Yeah, it's gorgeous. And the chrome stands out against the black so well. It's Julie Dunlop. King of the Mountain. We've gone King of the Woods, King of the Mountain. There's another example of a classic Castrol livery. A little bit too much green on that one, he's broken up a little bit.
You do a wee bit more around.
Yeah, but it's a gorgeous livery, it always is.
I've seen a big 5-pound Loctite livery as well.
Oh yeah.
It works really well.
Loctite Yamaha, when was that? Oh, it's a 1992 250, it looks so much more modern than
It
that.
really does, doesn't it?
There's John McGuinness's Fireblade. New King of the Mountain.
5, 6 seconds, it's happened again. Guy Martin, John, the MSS Discovery Kawasaki won't fire up as well. Come on, Chris, push it as hard as you can. Rudder gets away in the end.
The reaction from the fans all the way around the track on that free.
That AJW GT Special may have just taken the crown of my favourite bike so far. I don't know why, it just looks right.
I love the rake of the front.
Okay, so at this point the camera ran out of battery. So here's a photo of a thing, and here's a photo of the replica Campbell Railton Bluebird land speed record car. This was in the extra building, which is full of tributes to Malcolm and Donald Campbell's land speed and water speed record things. This particular car is 8.2 meters long. And as I said, this is the replica. But the real one in 1935 reached 301.337 miles an hour. Kind of helped along by the 2,300 horsepower Rolls Royce V12. Yeah, awesome. Anyway, thank you very much for watching this video. More RC stuff coming your way. Hope you enjoyed this episode of Something Different, and take care. I'll see you soon. Bye bye.